The revenue streams building block represents where the income of your company will come from, or in other words, the cash a company generates for each customer segment. If you know what the costs are, and you have a good overview of where the money will come from, you will know your business economics. It isn't just enough for a business to claim keeping customers happy as their business slogan. That's why this building block is also important. It represents the cash, not the profit, that flows into your business right now. Revenue streams need to be as clearly defined as possible. Suppose the cost of designing and producing a product, for example, furniture, is more than what a customer, for example, hospitals, is willing to pay for it, or is more significant than the revenues the product will rake in before the life cycle ends. In that case, it doesn't make business sense to go ahead with the product, so you need to change something in the process. Putting a price on your product or services can be very challenging. Think about how significant a specific problem is in the customer's life and what they are willing to pay to solve their problem. And then, when they find this in your company's products or services, they will be happy to pay for it. Revenue streams can be divided in two categories. Number one, transaction revenue. These revenues are earned from the customer making a one-time payment for the product or a service. For example, your customer pays for a cup of coffee, or they pay for the furniture in their new apartment, in their new flat. Second category, recurring revenue. The recurring revenues are earned from consistent, ongoing fees rendered to the company to deliver the value proposition of after-sales care for the customer. This is very interesting from a financial point of view. Your customer doesn't just once buy something from your company, but they pay, for example, a fixed fee every month, without you having to work for it every month. There are different ways to generate revenue sales. First way is to sell stuff. Like furniture, coffee, or lovely dresses. An example, Toyota sells the ownership rights to the cars it manufactures to the buyers, after which the buyer has complete freedom to do whatever they want with the car. They can rent it out, they can use it, or they can even have accidents with it and totally destroy the car. It's theirs, so they bought it. A second way of generating revenue is with a usage fee. This kind of fee is usually charged by service providers to customers for the use of the service. For example, an internet provider will charge a customer every month for using their line for a certain number of minutes during the day or per month. Spotify charges you a monthly fee if you want to listen to the music without radio ads between the songs. Third way of generating revenue are subscription fees. When a user requires long-term or continuous access to a company's products, they pay a subscription fee. For example, a gym may sell a yearly membership subscription to the customers. Internet providers or TV cable providers may charge a subscription fee to its users based on the time they will pay upfront. A fourth way is by lending out something, by renting something, by leasing something. For example, a building or a car. Some organizations provide their customers with exclusive rights to their product for a limited amount of time for a set fee. Upon the end of this period, the organization regains ownership of the product. This sometimes happens when people buy a car. They can lease the car, which means that for a number of years, for example 5 years, they have the limited ownership of the car, limited in time, and after this period, the ownership of the car returns to whoever leased it out to you. Many times this is, for example, the bank. A fifth way of generating revenue is with licensing. Licensing is generally used when we're talking about products, services, or ideas that fall under the parameter of intellectual property. For example, when you're a photographer, you do not sell the physical photo to your customers, you sell a license to your customer to use this photo, this picture, whenever they want to, for example, on their website or on the wedding invitation. This opens a very interesting revenue stream for rights holders, the photographer in my example, who would otherwise have had to invest in manufacturing. It's common in the technology industry, for example, for patent holders to license patents to other companies and charge a licensing fee for it. A sixth way of generating revenue is with a brokerage fee. When a company acts as an intermediary to ease the communication and transaction between two or more parties, they charge a brokerage fee. An example of this is when a headhunting firm matches a candidate for a job to a company looking for that particular skill set. So the intermediary, in this case the headhunting company, will charge a percentage of the organization's gross salary or a percentage of what the candidate is willing to pay. A seventh way of generating revenue, and it's not an easy one, is with advertising. Companies that earn a fee through promoting other advertisers or brands, products or services will charge an advertising fee for their use. This is what, for example, newspapers do. Traditionally, this kind of revenue was common only in the advertising industry. However, recently, with the boom of the internet and e-commerce, many websites are also using this as the primary revenue stream. This is also how social media influencers work. They will charge a fee to promote something that an advertiser, a brand, or a service wants to have promoted. The following are some key questions that can help an entrepreneur like you fill out the revenue stream building block more effectively. What benefits will encourage customers to pay more for? What benefits are customers currently paying for? How are they paying for these benefits right now? And what way of paying would be preferable to them? Maybe they prefer paying from one smartphone to another, for example, by exchanging airtime credits. Maybe that's more convenient to them than having to wire money through a bank. And this is the last question for this building block. What percentage of the total revenue does each revenue stream represent? That was it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.